Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. Continuing our use of all the stuff from the scrap. Turn it into everything we need to turn it into. Next on the list. We really could go with making more belts and stuff. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have that set up in some fashion here. We got all these gears. That's gonna help. Making these and the undergrounds even more. We don't really go express or turbo on these other planets too much. A lot of resources required to do that. All the extra bits. Also, we can't even make the turbo here, so that requires other stuff in other places. All these gears would be fantastic for making the undergrounds. Although we don't really have the just plain basic iron. It's a different thing. I think we're only getting the iron sticks from breaking down the ruins here. So we kind of do need just an iron process. At least in some fashion. Would be helpful. Let's just start by getting some gears going. Or we can start by setting up the process here for making all this stuff. We need the transport belts, which is plates and gears. And that's just the basic starter for this. I need belts and more plates for the undergrounds. And then also electronic circuits for the splitters. Which also kind of don't have here. We could maybe go about recycling other things for getting those kind of things. Even just the basic low density structures here. We got a whole pile of different stuff. Again, not iron though. Back from the gears. We do lose 75% of the resources doing the recycling though, so. We've got a supply of various pieces here. We can at least start with that. It's the idea, at least. Okay. The sewing machine for making the regular belts. And that's needed for everything. That's needed for those. Regular belt. Best belt. And these just use the previous tiers of those, so. Start with this, figure it out. We're not gonna need any of the regular stuff to start with, so. Let me just make this work. And then just boxes for the fast stuff up top. You're here, here, and into a box. And provider chests, why not? We can also kind of limit them a bit here. Not that we need a huge number of them all at one time, at least for the start. For everybody, even hooked up to power, what a thought. I just need all the different stuff coming around. Let's have a belt over here of iron plates. Would be the worst idea. Move those to a different box here. We're getting plenty of these. So we really just need more of the regular electronic circuits too. It's a different box. Storage boxes. Work, they work. You don't need it. You don't need it. Okay. So we need iron plates. Coming down around this way. Set a here, specifically taking iron plates out of here. Would be helpful if you had power. There you go. And you want some of those. You want some of those. And so do you. It's a system. These ones up here also need power. And this one just needs the gears. And so does here, and here, and here, but not here. This one needs electronic circuits. Go gears, you do. Put the electronic circuits also onto here. There's electronic circuits. This just needs to loop around until it gets to here. I'll solve the electronic circuits on this line. There you go. And now we just need gears. Right here, not here, but also to here. Let's get the gears going. Gears. Can run straight through the mine, no problems, no worries. And then we will split things right here, I guess. Does it need 10? Doesn't need to be quick. We also need gears. We also need gears. There we go. Gears, gears. Rotate this like that. And this can go around like this. Some gears here. And then we just need a few gears over to here. Do some long inserters. That'd be great. Okay. Long-handed and ready to go. Let there be transport belts. Fantastic. And if we use up all of our iron and electronic circuits, it's fine. We're not making a huge number of things. That's going to use up some of the gears, which is, again, fantastic. It'll allow us to keep making things. Could have the robots bringing us stuff. If we wanted to. How many robots we have in here? 200 logistics spots. Wouldn't be the worst. Anyways, let that go for a little bit here, while we continue working on making the rest of the stuff here. We've got water. We've got this fluid and the bars here. We're not getting a huge number of the individual ores, though. What's all the boxes of everything doing? Lots of concrete. Perfect. Can't run through these boxes. Alright. Next thing we really need in specific would be more of the electromagnetic plants, which need the plates, steel processing units, and refined concrete. We already have the steel and processing units here. These are up here. So that's accomplishable. We do need the refined concrete, though, which is steel, sticks, concrete, and water. We need to make that happen. Here's the water. Here's the steel. Sticks are a little bit of a different issue here currently. The sticks really only seem to come from, so far, breaking down the ruins. We should have a good quantity of sticks. Not an infinite quantity of sticks, though. Because we're not technically making more sticks. Got all this iron here, so could have more sticks if we wanted there to be. We kind of do, so. Let's see here. Refined concrete. Steel sticks, regular concrete, water. So we need steel and concrete coming up this way, essentially. Make that happen. Steel and concrete. Come in, out of the boxes, ready to go do stuff. Love to see it. And how many of these do you want to be making? Probably aren't going to need a huge number of these, so probably just one's fine. What's the time for making this? 10 seconds? Yeah. That. Or making the refined concrete first, which, again, we'll start with one. We can always add more. Concrete, sticks, steel. Could just have a thing making sticks here. Sending sticks up. We got the iron. Make it happen. There's a couple sticks. Using up the supplies that we brought with us. Not the worst idea. Okay. We got all of these down this way. There's water over here. Could really just do it here, I suppose. Make some refined concrete. Needs a water connection. And it needs other bits. Could really make this a singular belt come this way. Throughput purposes, maybe more would be better, but for the start here, this will be fine. We'll pump here. Let's just send more back up. Okay. Water is in this tank, so just go to the side of that. And there's water. How's this guy doing on getting rid of all the scrap? 11,000 left. It's doing its best. Okay. So we're making refined concrete in bunches of 10s. Nice. And that should be everything we need for this. We got the refined concrete, we got the plates, we got processing units, and steel. I guess we have steel here again. So we're gonna have steel and processing units going up here. Make it its own section here. Make it this, which needs the plates from here. We got the box. Also just send it back down on a different belt. We're gonna have the box go the other way. The belt go this way. And then any extra can go in a box. For now, at least. I'm sure we're gonna have other things we're also gonna be doing with all this, so I'll be fine. Okay. Need the refined concrete and the processing units and steel plates. Is a lot of stuff, because we probably could do just full belts of both. But the actual quantity of holmium plates we get is going to be severely lacking, to say the least. I don't think we're going to be able to accomplish more than a little bit here. So let's get the processing units coming on out. Off some steel here. The processing unit and steel plate section. And now we need more belts, which is fantastic because we've got making us more belts. It's all working out. If we had more holmium plates being made, it would obviously be more beneficial to make more stuff happen in here. Let's also get the refined concrete going up that way. And here we go. And there we go. And then we'll put them also in a box here. And limit it. Be good. What should these stack to? 20? That's a good start. Alright. So, eventually, this will make us some of those. It's mostly limited by the holmium plates here, so we'll just slap in a whole pile of those here. It's 150 plates each, so definitely quite the investment. Waiting for the refined concrete. Slowly being made in the one refined concrete maker. Not the quickest process. That's okay. It's all working out. Here is the next one. Pop in another 150 of those. And keep going. Okay. I can go in there. Let's have all of this holmium ore just in the inventory, so that's gonna make some more of this. We are gonna need more of this holmium solution for other things though, so we're gonna need a separated supply here so it doesn't all get turned into plates. That's what we're gonna worry about in a little bit. Okay. So we did the concrete portion. That's great. Whole pile of stuff there. We did ice. And where's that going? That was going to fuel still. So this is still hooked up to no water. So let's fix that. Make sure the fuel keeps on doing fuel stuff that it needs to do. Although it is pretty much full. So that's good. We're gonna need to recreate this. I mean, we got the full tanks. We're gonna probably use the full tanks, but in different locations. Yeah, we did the solution. We did the plates. But now, we need the other things. But in a better location. Or something. Grab some more of these. Look at all the things in the inventory and be slightly concerned about it. Put any that on here? Nope, good. It'll take some steel though. Don't need all these rocks. The rocks box is almost full. And in that situation, what do? You can always go make more boxes. Where's this rocks box going? It's going for make more of this. Just use more, we'll use more. But that requires more of the ore, so probably not. Rocks box, quite full. We'll have storage boxes on the other side here. Doing their best. Okay. Also have some more gears. We don't need quite that many gears on us at all times. We can put a bunch of sticks in here. Ready to be used. Need sticks for anything else? We're making sticks, so probably not exactly. Here is a bunch of sticks. There we go. How are the other boxes doing? Concrete, half. Ice, half. Steel's at half. Batteries are fine. Smooth, that's fine, that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, and that's completely empty. Okay. So we're getting large quantities of these, which are just taking up lots of space, and mostly a bunch of rocks. Can't really... No real reason to turn the rocks into anything, I don't think. Or at least not anything specific. Could use up a whole bunch of rock making a bunch of things here, like landfill. But it doesn't work on the oil ocean, so why? Why bother? At any rate, we're now getting more electromagnetic plants, which will be great for the next things. Next, we need to make all the special stuff that's here. We need the superconductors, electrolytes, and supercapacitors. And both of these are required for this, so we'll make these first here. Electrolyte recipe, stone, solution, and heavy oil. Alright. So, we got the heavy oil. That's right here. We got stone. Can move some of that over to a different side here. And the solution will come from here, essentially. Let's see the way this looks. It's got ins on these sides and in here, out here. Can we hook these all together in some fashion? It's a thought. Actually, not quite like that. How best to deal with this? It's an odds kind of a thing. Just have them a fashion here. Another one like that. Then we could have the pipes coming out further. That'd be okay. It's over here. Okay. And then the heavy oil just come right over here. Hook in like here. Now we're out of pipes. Any more pipes specifically? Use a lot of iron making pipes. Some underground pipes are good. Worthwhile to have some. Okay. And some more not underground pipes also. Important to keep those also happening. Go for that. I suppose I want a tank of electrolytes, because why not? Then we need the solution. Piece of plate there. Move this around here. This over to here, technically. It's a little bit short here. That's an absolute waste of undergrounds, my goodness. Okay. So some of the solution will get to here. I want to limit the plate capacity. Don't ever need more than this. Make stuff. Eventually we'll have enough of all the things that we'll need to make more of that. Ish. And this we go here. Regular pipe. Power for everybody. And it just needs rocks. Which we can accomplish from over here. Split off some stone. Send the stone across to here. And just like that. Kinda. Water is a little bit in the way here, but specifically for this instance, we can fix it by just going above. If I want to get more of these guys being made, need to slightly change things, but it's the thought that counts for now. Alright. Well, that's working. And now, it's over in this tank. We're using just little bits of tanks for things. It's mostly going. This tank's going down to here. Okay. So that is this part done. So we don't need this hook up for this anymore. Going down to the old singular factory. We also have this whole tank full of stuff. We just pump that up this way. Probably smart. We're gonna want an actual pump here. Get it out of that tank. It's an offshore pump. Tank stuff. Wish for a pump. Yeah, pump jack. Pump recipe needs an engine unit. Okay. We got electric engine units. It's not quite the same thing. Okay. Because it needs the engine unit, because we can't handcraft those. That's fine. Regular. Steel, gear, and pipe. Cannot be crafted by hand. Fine. Need too many engines? Probably not. Just 1, 1, and 2. Bap. 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 One engine! Coming right up. Depends how much stuff we want to pump around. Probably not too much. Engine unit. There you go. And now, the magic of a regular pump. Pump all this into here. Moving stuff around. Having a good time. Okay. It's bumping. And this tank is depleting. Once it's empty, we can just get rid of it. Cleaning more stuff up down here. 20, 10, 0. Beautiful. There's technically still some in here. I don't think we can really take that out of there, though, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see. Use the pump. There you go. It's making some of that. Next up, we need to make these superconductors, which is copper, plastic, plate, and light oil. Alright. Then this last bit needs the electrolyte for that. Okay. Okay. Copper, plastic, plate, and light oil. Well. Let's do something. This can be made only in the plant here. And it only needs the one liquid. So we should be able to manage that here. I'll try it over here. You are making superconductors. Oil from that side. Works for me. Okay. So send the light oil up that way. Here, there, there. Right through here? Yep. We'll preserve that ability there. There we go. Light oil. Fantastic. We don't need the chromium plates. Most of which are getting taken for going into here right now. This is full. Take it out of the box, I suppose. Or before the box, even, would be fine. Probably before the box. These boxes are almost all full here. Still 11,000 scrap. That's clearly not enough space then, is it? These are all nicely packed. Storage cube. Can't even really be put on like that. We're gonna need more of all this. For the time being, move some scrap. If we had more space, we could move more stuff. Put the other things in also temporary boxes here. Need more boxes in this. Scrap. 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 Let's get this out of the way. Completely unnecessarily. Go, arms, go. Deal with all this later. It sure is making a lot more than the amount that it says it would be. Mostly because of the productivity and everything. It's full. Like 2.4K can we go in each one. Bah. Stacking to 50. We could just put things on top of the tiny scrap deposit here. Not gonna do that though. Oh well. Probably just use steel boxes for a lot of these. Just as good. Storage size 48. Storage size 48. Yep. These more steel boxes. We're gonna need more here. Clearly. Could set these up in a fashion actually that'll be taken out. It's fine. Okay. More scrap. Love it. All these ones down here full? Yep. The half boxes that'd be the most annoying. We'll also solve that though. Okay. Yep, can see you there. Totally did. Okay, a few more pieces here. Just a few scraps of scrap left to move. We got plenty. We got a lot. It's all working out. Okay. How much left? Full box there. Right here. Oh yeah. That'll keep it going for a little bit. Now, if we got from 17,000 to where we currently are, which is at... Oh, it's only 4.7K now, somehow. That was more than that. You are mysterious. Also, power is mysterious. We're doing more things, so all the power is constantly gone. Until we get struck by lightning, and then we get a little more power for a little bit. We're just gonna need to expand across everywhere we can get to with the lightning rods here. Also a question, is having them closer together more likely to get the energy, or is it just everywhere? I don't know. Working with what we got. And what we've got is we need to get all the other things over here. First up, we need plates And then copper and plastic. And we also need all of our stuff back, so. Drink. A lot of things we picked up. My goodness. These as backup plates, I guess. It's fine. This way. Send some chromium plates over to where use them up. No undergrounds. Robots. Fine. Yeah. Plates. Plates. Then plastic and copper. Again, that could potentially be solved with some more recyclers. Specifically recycling the low-density structures. I think trying to make more use of the recyclers here would make a lot of sense. A couple more here. How many are we gonna need? It goes very quick. Versus most processes. Yeah, this has steel, copper, and plastic. So if we were to, let's just say, take the low-density structures out for a spin. Let's get rid of this underground. And what's this line? This is, oh, that's not going to go anywhere else. Okay. So, some low-density structures here. And then recycle them. It's going slow because of a lack of electricity. Oh boy. Lightning strike happens, and we get piles of stuff. We're getting copper and plastic. So there's definitely a spot there for steel. Yep. Okay. It's gonna be a similar situation as over here. We need to deal with all the pieces. In big, gigantic piles. Okay. It's time for bulk inserters. And boxes. Bulk inserters. We've got copper. We've got plastic. We've got steel. We've got to turn this back around in order for it to just keep going by itself here. Loop back into itself. Around here. Here. Kind of needs to loop after itself, though. Yeah. Current setup. This is going to be able to take itself too much. Let's put it on top here, that'd also be fine. Okay. Stone, you can just go there. Loops. That's everything's fine. It's all on one side. It's also something. Not as much capacity, but should be alright. Get the inserters back. Filter for copper. Filter for plastic. And filter for steel. It's gonna be a lot more copper than the other ingredients, though. Also, if it gets all stuck, it stops entirely. Okay. Can it grab enough copper to stop it from all stopping? Looks like yes. Good to know. Okay. But assuming there's always going to be enough space for all this copper, which is also a question. Boy, that's a lot of copper that's making. What this is going to need is extra boxes. Just an eternity of copper. Comparatively, how much are we talking? Copper stacks to 100. Plastic also stacks to 100. We need about 4 times as many boxes of copper, give or take. That'll mostly work. Use up some of these low density structures. That's the thought, at least. Alright. And then we're back over to what we're actually doing with this, which is getting the copper and the plastic for the superconductors. How much of both does that need? 1. We got thousands of copper being made. Or produce a single one of these. Probably only need the 1 recycler. That'll be fine. Okay. Take 1 copper and 1 plastic. Put those on some belts here. Kind of encroaching on the electrolytes section right now, but fine. Again, it's more of a proof of concept section here. Power pole. Reconnect power poles and things. Long hand inserter. And we got superconductors. Where are they going to come out? Currently with only 2 we can do top and bottom. It's obviously not perfect by any means. But here we are. Alright. Now we need supercapacitors being made, which needs a whole bunch of different stuff. Put 2 of them in here. Supercapacitors. Alright. We've got all the dream of. Walk through here. Just sort of that. We've got a singular of these per. Good enough. Let's do that. We need the holmium plates again. So we'll do a splitter here. Do some holmium plates. Eventually. We need batteries and electronic circuits. Okay. Again, we don't have electronic circuits being specifically made, so It's gonna be a slight issue. We could break down something here. Recycle something. It's gonna be 2 electronic circuits there and 20 in the processing units. Probably just better to do the processing units. Be easier too. Okay. You have space to do the processing unit stuff right here. Potentially. Recycler. Arm. Which only takes processing units. And that's going to only give us electronic circuits and advanced circuits. That's slightly easier to deal with. It's only 2 materials. Just take them off as they're generated. Now, if we use filters, that'd be good. You can filter to use only electronic circuits. Okay. There's the electronic circuits. Lovely. Put those in a box. Along with the batteries. Get them over there. It's definitely a bit more of a mess than it probably should be, but if it works, it works. Does it work? Yes. Ish. Okay. Over here. There you go. Processing units. Electronic circuits and batteries. You can put into where they're going. Okay. How are we getting these out? Underground here. Give ourselves here and here. And these ones will go on a belt, which goes underneath this. Into a box, I guess. Okay. So that's all the things. Which of these things do we need for this? We need supercapacitors, electrolyte, helium solution, and also accumulators. So we don't want to make an infinite number of these because we still need all the other stuff we need too. Waiting on plates, because of course we are. Let's need the helium solution though. Okay. We also need to actually make accumulators here too. But in general, in theory, this is mostly working. Currently getting limited by power and holmium ore. So that just means we need to process more scrap and get more power. And also we need to make accumulators. But we've moved the old base that was down here, hand-fed by things, into a mostly dealing with it base over this way. We're still making some rods here out of our current supplies, and we're also completely out of electronic circuits down here. It's not good. So we should probably send electronic circuits back down. That's going to stop making us more of these things. Also just kind of really need some actual just iron to solve all of our supply situations here. Break down some gears. It could work. But in general, this is closer to what we need here. It is decent. Finish up the weak points. Recycle some more stuff. Try to start making the science. Next time, goodbye.